BeesBeavers.com here with Noreen of the men's basketball team. Zach, you're a senior here, a 4-year career at BSU. But let's take it back to growing up. Talk about your family dynamic, and by the sounds of it, you grew up in a gym. Kind of talk about how many brothers and sisters you have, your dad's influence on you, and your siblings and basketball.
Well, I'm the youngest of 6. I have 2 older brothers and 3 older sisters, so you can kind of see how, growing up it was very competitive, but it was still fun at the same time. And I think a big part of us loving basketball as a whole family was my dad never, forced it upon us, pushed it upon us. He was a high school coach, and seeing how much he loved the game, we all, wanted to show that we love the game too, and it just grew on to us.
I started out coaching, of course, before the kids were even born. So they were raised around basketball, and I know that my oldest Jake was our first boy, and he was around basketball, and the kids just grew up with it. They're always in the gym, little gym rats, and it was just part of our family. And they went to all the games. They used to take the bus to the elementary, and then hop another bus to go to the high school and come into my practice, and then they'd stay in the side, and they play basket 2-on-2, 3-on-3, and get home and shoot some more.
A couple sisters that played collegiately, older sisters at Minnesota State Mankato. They made a couple runs to NCAA tournaments, one of which results in a national championship. You're probably in high school at that point. Mm-hmm. What do you remember from your sisters' careers, seeing them have success at the college level?
Well, I just remember Joanne and Jenny, from high school. I mean, that was probably my favorite teams to watch, was when my sisters played in high school basketball. I mean, they were very dominant and fast-paced, and Joanne was just feisty on defense, and she was a pest. That's what everybody called her. They called her a pest, but to see her still have that game in college basketball, I mean, that was really fun to watch, and I kind of incorporated that in mine. I wanted to, because she was just really fast and just always up in the defense's face and just causing havoc. And then for them to share that moment, sister and sister, to share that moment to go to the national championship game, both in play, that's just something to admire.
Just been a good influence having the girls, and he would go to all the high school games, and they had 2 of my daughters were over 2,000 point scorers, and the other one was on a state championship team. So he's been around it, and he sees what hard work does, and he was always shooting, and I guess I really forced the jump hook on him, and I think that's his bread and butter now. That and kind of the fade away, and of course the girls all shot 3-pointers, and Zach had to do that from a young age on, and he's quite successful doing that too.
He still always gave me pointers, right before the game time, saying his little one-liners, what I should do, what I should do better, and what should I look for, and he's just been there since day one, and he's helped me. He taught me how to have a dominant left hand also instead of my right, and he taught me so much that my left hand is better than my right now.
You've had a lot of success yourself, especially for this program. You have the opportunity to be one of the most winningest classes in 90 years of Bemidji State basketball. And what has it been like for you, sort of growing up and finding success and the process of where you are now?
I mean, it's been great. I mean, I played, I was playing with the top teams in Minnesota for Comets, playing up a level or playing with the A squad. That fundamentals as a kid, getting that experience and wanting to win, I think that was a big part of my mental aspect. But coming here to Bemidji and coming in, we weren't the greatest team, but Bowen brought in a bunch of kids, a bunch of good kids. Me and Max were last minute decisions, and I think everybody could say that fanned out to be actually pretty well. But I think being a part of this group and what Bowen brought with Mason, Lance, D-Mac, all the guys they brought in, he did a tremendous job. And then when Boshi came here, he just kept elevating our game and continuing to win. And
let's talk a little about your senior year now. You guys are finding success where a lot of people didn't think you would. Obviously, you, Maxie, and Jake have had to elevate your game and take that next step, and you guys have, to a lot of people's surprise. What has it taken to sort of be those 3 guys left over from all that success and being able to do it all over again with 10 newcomers?
you know, it takes a lot of commitment, you know, being in the shadows, you know, of like Mason and Lance, but not really in the shadows, but, you know, just under them, looking to them, you know. They were great leaders. I think they showed us how to get the job done. I think that was a big part of our success this year, but Jake and Max are just tremendous people off the court and on the court, and I mean, that shows, and, you know, it's easy to follow great leaders.
How about individually? Do you think you're at where you thought you'd be at, and is there still room to keep going?
Well, there's always still room to keep going, but I'm surprised myself this year, you know, with my efficiency. But I'm an undersized post for the height-wise, not the weight-wise, you know. So that always helps to like move kids around like that with my weight. But, you know, yeah, I have been surprised myself, and I'm glad to see that I'm not as streaky as I used to be. My shot's finally here, it's consistent, so I couldn't be happier with myself.